Hello champions, hello ChessMood family. Today I will share with you a very important concept I learned from my coach Vladimir Akopian. Vladimir Akopian was in the top 10 many years and has a huge experience. He played with all the top guys starting from Kasparov till that youngsters. So he has lots of things to share, of course, and today I will share with you one of the things I learned from him, a very important thing. And by the way, about this concept, which I will share with you today, I recently remembered when I was talking with Sagar during our last interview. By the way, below in the description there will be also the link of that one. There will be many instructive things too, which you can take away. So today I will share with you what I learned from Akopian. So the concept was, if you can sacrifice a pawn and activate minimum 2 of your pieces, you should do that. And first I learned this concept in this game, which I played against Popov Ivan, a very strong Russian Grandmaster, and this game played more than 10 years ago. So here I played this game, I thought all was fine, and when I was showing the game, Akopian at some point just stopped me and explained the stuff. So coming back to the board, here we have a position from the modern Benoni, very messy positions as always in modern Benonis. And here there are two ways for white to attack. Well, not f5, because with f5 white is going to weaken the e5 square, which they don't want. So one way is to push h4, h5, and the second one, which is standard for this Benoni pawn structure, is to play e5. And after d5, to play f5. With this way, white played f5, but now we have e5 pawn, which is limiting 2 of our pieces. The next move, first of all, white wants to play f6, and if we allow this move, then after bishop h8, the bishop forever will be out of the game, so practically we will play a piece down. And the second one, after f5, what white wants to play is to go knight e4, limit our 2 pieces. Now white king is also weak. Yes, they push their 2 pawns, but it's very tough to touch this king, while white is going to bring their pieces and start attack on our king. So after e5, d5, f5, I realized I have to take gf5. I cannot allow f6 move. Luckily for me, after gf5, bishop f5, I have knight on f8, which is defending my king, especially defending the h7 pawn. And here in the game I played knight d6. I thought that this is a good move, yeah. I'm mobilizing in defense, so bringing back the knight. Also, it's a nice blocker of opponent passed pawn. Here at some point I can take the bishop on f5, yet I can play c4, so this cannot be a wrong move. And I played this move in a few seconds. But when I was showing this game to my coach Akopian, he stopped me here. And the knight d6 was the most natural move I played during the game and maybe during the whole tournament. And he stopped me here. I didn't understand why, and he thought for a few seconds, and then he said, like, you have to give this pawn. He would take this pawn. It's like, why I give this pawn? And he explained, like, this pawn is limiting 2 of your pieces. And then he looked and said, no, 3 pieces. And when he said 3 pieces, I was looking at this and said, where is the 3rd piece? Because, okay, I see the 2, but where is the 3rd? And he said, the queen on b6. And really, when I push the pawn on e4, yeah, I will open the bishop on g7, I will open the rook on e8, and also I will open the queen, and with this long diagonal from b8 to h2, yeah, I can disturb opponent king on g1. And I was like, oh, wow, this is experience. By the way, we put later on the engine, and the engine also said, well, e4 and knight d6 are almost equal, but after thinking for a while, he said, no, e4, you should give up this pawn. So a very important concept I learned from Akopian. In the game, I played knight d6, and after knight e4, opponent created a very strong attack. Now, opponent king is open, but I cannot touch this king, especially now rook a3, rook f3, or rook g3 is coming. Queen is going to the king side, can be h4, h5, yeah, just straight attack on my king is coming. Later I defended somehow, and in the late endgame the game finished it draw, but I gave opponent the initiative. Instead of that, here Akopian offered e4 move, and after knight e4, knight d6. Just give up this pawn, open these two pieces. Also with this long diagonal I can create problems for white king, and this is much better, especially practically. Yeah, so you don't give opponent the initiative. Okay, so this is the important concept I learned. If you can give up the pawn and activate two of your pieces, almost always you should do. And in this case it was not just two but three, so there was a third hidden piece which I would activate with giving the pawn. Here I will show you one more example. This is a nice one. Recently I saw when we were doing the interview with Zagarsha. A very similar position to the previous one, the same pawn structure, almost same, just the pawn is on g2, not on g5, comparing to the previous example. And here after e5, the standard one, d5, f5. Now white wants to put the knight on e4, kill all our pieces, and then start attack on the king side. So what is the correct move here? I hope after watching the previous example you should already come up with the answer. I offer you to pause the video and think. Okay, so the e5 pawn is limiting our four pieces. It's limiting the bishop on g7, rook on e8, knight on d7, and also the queen. So this is a pawn we should give up but activate the pieces. So slash move like e4 we should do almost without thinking. e4, so knight e5 can come. Now all our four pieces will play, and it's gonna be fight, yeah, complex fight, not just allow opponent to play next move knight e4, and then it's just we cannot do anything. Opponent will push here and slowly checkmate us. At the end of today's lesson I have a homework for you. Now it's white to move, what to play. Black wants to play the next move knight e5, block it, and after that our bishop on f3 will be very limited with our pawns, and also the knight on d2 will be limited with c4 and e4 pawn. So what to play in the initial position? It's white to move. I offer you to think, and you can post your answers in the comments section. Looking forward to seeing you during the next daily lessons. I'm going to share with you many stuff I learned from my coaches, from my experience, and I'm going to invite many grandmasters. So don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss these lessons. Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning. Keep the growth and the right mood. See you very soon.